Hey everybody, what's up? How you doing? Well, I hope you're doing great. I'm feeling pretty good tonight. Yep, I just got in the video making mood, and this is my second video tonight. So I thought I would, while I'm at it, I would make some videos for. I've got a few new subscribers. Yay! Thank you, new subscribers, and welcome to my channel. I hope you like the content, and uh, and any future uh, new subscribers, because I'm trying to have a positive attitude that it's gonna eventually grow, and so I mean I've got some uh, older videos you could look at. The uh, but I thought I'd do some new ones. Might be going over the same subjects and topics, and uh, but that's the way it is. So, what I want to talk about in this one is um, some issues, that I have had, uh, over time. Um, I used to have a lot of, body aches and pains. Now, I'm not cured. I mean, I still have those issues off and on. It used to be on all the time. It used to be constant, and it used to be worse. But like I have a hip problem. My right leg, because I fell one time and I uh, injured it, and I have real severe, back issues, osteoporosis, which I've had. I, I, I was diagnosed with back issues back in my, 20s. And in my 30s, it was even worse. My 40s, it got worse. My 50s, it got severe. It's just been a problem of my life. But I dealt with it. And I have to like not overdo it. If I overdo it, I'm gonna have pain. And but it comes and goes. Some days I do fine. Some days I get up and it's like, oh God, and I can barely get this right leg to going. But then, then once I get it going and get it loosened up, and then, it feels better. And as long as I'm getting enough rest and enough sleep, um, uh, I have been sleeping, better lately. So that's been helpful. Uh, so, but and then I've had heart issues. I had my first stent was put in when I was 50, and it was, I was diagnosed with cardiovascular disease, and it, I guess it's just genetical. uh, you know, it, it, it it's just an issue that I've had for a long, long time, for like about 25 years or more, maybe even a little more. And high cholesterol, I've had that all my life. I mean, and it's and it never mattered what my diet was. I mean, lately I've been trying to control it, uh, but I don't know if it's working or not. The it's it. it's just the way it is. But I'm not as concerned about, cholesterol overall, because I don't think it would, matter that much as far as my heart issues and stuff goes. Recently, I just had a heart cath and a couple stents put in, and then they discovered I've got vascular disease in my other arteries, and I have an aneurysm in my abdominal aortic aneurysm. So they're keeping an eye on that. It's right now it's small, so one of these days, I guess my arteries is going to take me out of here. So It's up to me to enjoy my life and live my life the best that I can and be the best that I can as long as I can, as long as I'm here. And then when I go to the other side, I'm, it'll be a better place anyway. And I won't have to worry about, you know, anything. But yeah, so I okay. Other issues I have is like hair loss. I've had thinning hair for years and years and years, and it's just been getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And not only is it thin, but it's baby fine hair, and it never was like, real thick. I mean, when I was in my 30s and 40s, it wasn't too bad as long as I would have to curl it, you know, or get a perm. Usually a perm would help, but as kept aging, and my mom had the same issue too. Um, it's just finally I was getting bald spots, especially like right up here in the front and back in here, and it was getting more and more difficult to disguise because there just wasn't enough hair there to help. So I've graduated to wearing wigs. So in case you wanted to know, yeah, that's what this is. This is one of my wigs. Um, in fact, I'm very fond of wigs now. It took me a while to get used to them, but I've been learning more and more about them, and you know, and it's fun to style them. The change. With some of them you can change up the way it looks. Your look. I have different ones. I've got right now. I've got 12. I just redone one. One of them was just giving me, problems because it was just too much hair. It was too thick. It didn't lay right. I mean, nothing about it was, right. And so I thinned it and trimmed it, and now it's wearable. And it's not my favorite. It's probably my least favorite, but it's something I can wear, around here, around the house. I like changing my looks. I got different wigs that have different colorings and different lengths, um, and I tell you, you don't have to pay an arm and a leg if you're interested in wigs. If you're having thinning hair problems and would like to do something about it, I found mine on Amazon, and they're a low budget wig. I mean, I didn't. None of them did I pay over $23 and under. Anywhere between 19 to $23, and which is reasonable. A few of them that I found them on a a wig site. It's supposed to be a discount wig site with the same exact wig, with the same exact photo, and my like $21 wig on that website was $225. Yeah, 220. Same exact wig, same exact picture. Uh, how can that be? Well, so uh, they have some nice senior wigs. I like gray. Now, if you don't like gray, if you like wearing red or brown or they have come in all different kind of colors and lengths and styles, and uh, you can go all wild out here. If and it's a matter of just getting used to wear them. I wear this underneath the wig. It's called a wig grip band, and you just Velcro. Just put it on here, and it helps hold the wig in place. And so anyway, that's what I do. Oh, I forgot my microphone. I had it over there, and it's too far away. Uh, okay. Um, so, memory loss. You'll notice if you watch my videos. Yeah, I have. Well, see, I had a stroke one day right after I had my first stent put in. Uh, right after the procedure, I started hemorrhaging, and then they had to, press down on the entry point, and which is in the groin area, and press down on it really, really hard to stop the bleeding. I mean, it was just like crazy. It was scary. But, and I'm sure because of having to do that, it caused clotting, a clot. But anyway, I had this like little mini stroke. Thank goodness it wasn't serious. It didn't affect my mobility, but it did affect my speech for quite a while, and my memory, uh, comprehension. I mean, it affected a certain part of my brain that was just, uh, but I gradually got better. So, but I still have some, issues from it. Not, that I've noticed that I didn't have prior. Uh, but and then I'm getting older. I'm 74 years old now, and it's even my sisters have. She's 71, and she's starting to have you know a little bit of issues, a little bit different than mine, but I guess part of it's just age, and hopefully it's not dementia or anything like that. Uh, I don't think it is, but you never know. You never know when it's going to strike. Lightning strike. So anyway, let's hope not. But as long as I can still function and manage, and uh, try to have a happy life, and you know get plenty of rest, and I still take care, do my own cooking. I do my own housekeeping. Take care of my cat, Tux. You'll see him in some of my videos, and he's quite a character. Where is he? don't know where he is. Oh, he's back there in this little bed behind me. Um, so, uh, let's see, what else? I like to shop. Yeah. I, well, within the budget, you know. I like saving money. I like uh, I've been married like 4 times and never could get past 5 years. You know, it's just apparently I don't like being married. I really like being single, and I've been single now since my last divorce was in 1994, and I've been happier ever since. Yeah, I like living alone. You know, I live uh, a solo single life, and that's the way I like it. That's the way. I like it. And I like cooking. I like you know, coming up with my own recipes. Um, I like a variety of food, and now I'm on maintenance because I lost over 100 pounds, and about around, I'll say average 110, about 110 pounds, 115. So so now my job is keeping it off, and I've been doing that for uh, actually a few years now. It's I don't know exactly how long it's been. You know, maybe 3.5 years, maybe going close to 4 years. I don't know, because time is just time. you know, but it's been quite a while, and I've managed to keep it off all this time. And so, if you want to know more about that, I plan on doing some videos. If because I can never go back to eating the way I did the American Standard Diet. Even the heart health diet, I would gain weight. It is not, to me, a good diet, a good way of eating at all. To me, there's things about it that is so wrong. And so, yeah, I don't listen to my doctors when it comes to stuff like that. I just have to go walk my own path, walk down my road, just like everybody else does. Nobody is the same. Everybody's body is different. Uh, People have, different, you know, type diets that they follow, which is fine. I don't say one thing is right for everybody. All I'm saying is what, worked for me and why it worked for me. And, uh, and it was, just, I guess, my metabolism, how my body works. Like, I have to stay away from breads. And I love bread. I always love bread. No wonder I gained so much weight. But now it's not that I do have sandwiches from time to time. I'll make me like a uh, a cheeseburger, a bacon cheeseburger with tomato on it. But I use Ezekiel bread, and I'll make a sandwich. I put like cheese on each piece of bread. Put that burger on there. Uh, throw some bacon on it if I have bacon prepared, some sliced tomatoes, uh, throw it in a pan and butter the pan, and then toast it on both sides and to the cheese melt. It's like a grilled cheese sandwich, but it has other stuff other than just the cheese. And and then have dill pickles with it. You know, these kosher spear uh, dill. Lovely. It's so good. And and the Ezekiel bread is sprouted bread. It's not regular processed bread. It's not white flour. It's a whole different bunch of types of grains, 6 or 7 different types of grains that have been sprouted, and then and then they turn that into um, bread. And it doesn't have the same kind of taste and texture. It has a real dense texture. It's different. And I wasn't crazy about it at first, but the more I had it, the more I like it. They also have one that is cinnamon raisin, Ezekiel cinnamon raisin, and I'll have that sometimes. I usually have that in the and it comes frozen, so you keep it in the freezer. So I mean, it's not something that you have a lot of, and sometimes I'll get a piece of that, and throw it in the toaster, and put some butter on it, and I make my own homemade berry jam, and which is real, easy peasy to make it. So if you want to know how to make uh, jam, I can show you how to do that. Um, and then I'll, butter that little piece of toast and throw a little bit of jam on it and have it on the side with scrambled eggs and sausage, or scrambled eggs and bacon, and on occasion, it's just like with sandwiches. Sometimes I'll make a turkey bacon Swiss cheese grilled sandwich. The same way as I make uh, the bacon cheeseburger. I'll you know also like sliced turkey, and put tomatoes and stuff like that on it. You can put whatever kind of condiments. Um, put mustard. Put mayo. Whatever. And but that's not something that I have often. It might be like maybe once a week, and so and that's how I've been able to maintain. It it's moderation. It's not overdoing it. Sometimes I'll have Cajun rice, which is ground beef, and I use the like 2 pounds of ground beef, so that I've got more ground beef in it than there is rice. So it's just and then some spices, and Cajun spices, and some uh, chopped onion and green pepper, sautéed um, in it, and I'll have a little bit of that. Maybe throw some cheese on it, and you know, have a small amount, and so it's proportion and moderation on something that you do a lot. And making 2 pounds of it, what I'll do is I'll freeze it. I'll eat some of it, and then I'll freeze it in containers. And then maybe once a week I'll have that. Get one out, stick it in the microwave. You know, heat it up, and then when it gets, because it's real hard frozen, you can either put it out and let it, thaw out, or if you're in a hurry, just stick it in the microwave. Kind of get it warmed up, loosened up, then put it in a bowl, and then I'll put it back in the freezer, and then heat it up. Throw uh, throw a little cheese on there, and then maybe have it's like a salad on the side, and or coleslaw. Uh, yeah, I make my own homemade coleslaw. You can get those slaw cabbage in a bag, and just wash it up and use the homemade or the Better Foods avocado mayo, and put that in there. Put in a little vinegar, and then I'll also finally grate up some onions, green peppers. Put in it, brings in a little bit more flavor, and and a little of the monk fruit, sweetener, salt and pepper it, and it's delicious. And it makes up enough for a big bowl of it, and it lasts for like 4 or 5 days. Just eat on that as a side dish instead of a salad. Because sometimes I get in the mood for salads, and then sometimes I get in the mood for coleslaw, and then sometimes I just have, depending on what the meal is, a side of um, broccoli or green beans or cauliflower or something like that. For dessert, a little cottage cheese with berries um, in it. And it makes a good snack too, you know. If, because I'm not a big dessert eater, I've never been a big dessert eater. Now, there's certain kinds of desserts I eat, but I never would, have it like with every meal. I mean, I might have a dessert, you know, once in a while. And, but, okay, this video is a lot longer than I expected. I thought I'd make, maybe a 10 or 15 minute video, and look, okay. I'm ready to go. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about maintenance, and I can go more into that in another video sometime. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to thumbs up, comment if you like, ask a question if you like, and let me know if there's more things that you'd like for me to talk about, or what you'd like for me to talk about in a future video. Okay, love you. Take care and have a great week. Bye bye. Subscribe and like. Thank you. Thanks for watching.